Have you ever wished you could enjoy all your favorite, classic Nigerian dishes in a much healthier way, but, without giving up any of the flavor? Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. Over the next 4 weeks, we're going on a journey to completely reimagine our most beloved recipes.
Just look at these. Akara, chin-chin, egusi, jollof rice. Come on. These aren't just foods, right? They're memories, they're celebrations. So the big question we're really going to tackle is this. Is it actually possible to make these dishes healthier without losing the very soul, that amazing taste and texture that makes us love them so much?
Now, I know what you might be thinking. You've probably been down this road before. You've tried some healthy recipe you found online, and it wasn't the same. So let's be honest about why so many of these attempts just fall flat.
And this right here perfectly illustrates the problem. On the left, you've got everything we crave, that rich, deep flavor, that perfect, iconic texture. But on the right, that's what we usually get with these healthy versions. Something bland, dry, dense, and just wrong. It's a super common and, let's face it, frustrating experience.
But here's where we make a huge pivot. This quote is the core philosophy of our entire series. The key takeaway is this: we are not removing flavor. We're not subtracting anything. We are simply getting way smarter about how we create and deliver that flavor. It's all about changing the technique, not compromising on the taste.
So, how in the world do we do it? Well, the answer is actually in the science. We're about to pull back the curtain on the technical secrets to building unbelievable flavor and texture, all without relying on tons of oil.
Okay, first up, aromatic foundations. I want you to think about the deep, savory base of a really good stew. Now, traditionally, that flavor comes from frying your pepper and tomato mix in oil, right? Our method, which we call dry reduction, gets you the exact same result by slowly simmering the base, which allows the natural sugars to caramelize and create this incredibly deep flavor. No frying necessary.
Next, let's talk about lipid management. What's so cool about this is how we handle fat. Instead of just pouring oil into the pot, we're going to harness the fats that are already there, inside our ingredients. Think about the natural oils in egusi seeds, or how we can strategically use cold butter in chin-chin. These fats create a natural barrier that guarantees tenderness and stops that dreaded toughness in its tracks.
And finally, texture preservation. Look, dryness is the #1 enemy of good food. We fight it with techniques like steam finishing. By trapping vapor, we can gently cook the inside of something like akara or jollof rice, keeping it perfectly moist, while the hot air from something like an air fryer does its thing on the outside, creating that perfect crisp. It's the best of both worlds.
So that's the science, that's the how. Now let's get into the what and when. Here is your Sunday blueprint for the next 4 weeks.
Get your calendars out. Every Sunday for the next 4 weeks, we're dropping a brand new guide. We kick things off with Air-Fried Akara on March 15th. Then we're on to chin-chin, followed by a mind-blowing oil-free egusi, and we finish with a total game-changer, oil-free jollof rice. And as you can see, each recipe comes with its own technical secret.
Let's start with week 1, Air-Fried Akara. The secret here is what we're calling the Aeration-First revolution. You see, in deep frying, the hot oil is what makes the batter puff up and get fluffy. We're going to replicate that by whipping a ton of air into the bean paste first. This mechanical lift is what gives you that light, fluffy interior, all without a single drop of deep frying oil.
On week 2, we're tackling air-fried chin-chin. To get that perfect, crumbly snap, what bakers call a short texture, we're going to use the cold butter rub method. By rubbing cold butter into the flour, you coat the flour particles, which protects them and stops the dough from getting tough. The result is that perfect, tender bite, not a hard, tooth-breaking crunch. For our oil-free egusi soup, we're using the natural umami and coagulation method. The secret is simply harnessing what's already inside the seeds. By toasting the ground egusi, we release its incredible nutty flavor, and then we use its own proteins and fats. As soon as it hits the hot broth, it coagulates beautifully, creating that rich, creamy texture all by itself.
And for the grand finale, oil-free jollof rice. Here we use the slow reduction infusion method. This goes right back to our aromatic foundations. By slowly, patiently cooking down that tomato and pepper base, we concentrate all those amazing natural sugars. This develops that deep red color and an incredible, almost smoky flavor that gets infused into every single grain of rice.
All right, you've seen the plan, you understand the science. Now it is time to get you ready for your very first mission, making perfect air-fried akara this Sunday.
But before we go on, a quick but really important warning. I want you to think of oil as a forgiving buffer in cooking. It can kind of hide small mistakes. When you remove that buffer, your technique becomes absolutely critical. Precision is what's going to protect you from failure. So, here are 2 crucial rules. For our akara, please do not rush the prep. If you skip that aeration step, you're not going to get fluffy akara, you're going to get dense, hard rocks. And for our rice dishes coming up, moisture control is everything. Too much water without any oil to separate the grains just leads to the mush, and nobody wants that. Okay, here's your super simple checklist to get ready. First, make sure your air fryer is clean and ready to go, and grab some perforated parchment paper. It is a huge help, trust me. Second, get your hands on some high-quality, already peeled honey beans. And finally, the easiest step of all, set a reminder on your calendar for this Sunday. And that's it. We are kicking things off this Sunday, March 15th at 2 p.m. West Africa time with the world premiere of our Air-Fried Akara recipe. It is going to be absolutely fantastic. So, I'll just leave you with this one question. This series, it's about more than just recipes. It's about empowerment. It's about proving that our food can be both traditional and forward-thinking. So are you ready to change your relationship with your heritage food? We'll see you on Sunday.